Well, hello everybody. Garrett here with Old Breed Outdoors again with another episode of our Field to Table series. And on this episode, I'm going to be doing Hank Shaw's Thai Venison Satay Skewers. So I did this recipe a couple months ago, I believe, and man, this thing is out of the world good. So family really liked it. I can't say enough good things. So already did the chicken for my wife because she won't eat the venison, as you all know that have been following along. But for my daughter and I, I've got some backstrap here that off one of the deer I shot last year on last year's season. I'm going to cut that up and get that ready for the marinade. So this is you take the backstrap and cut it into 6-inch long strips, about a 1/4 inch thick. So I just halved my backstrap here to about 6 inches long, and then I'm just going to slice it 1/4 inch thick, throw it in my pan here, and get the marinade going. So I'm going to slice this up, and then we'll get the marinade all taken care of. All right, now that I've got that all cut up, start to make the marinade. So first thing, I'm going to double this marinade simply because I'm doing the venison and the chicken. So it calls for 1 cup of coconut milk. This calls for roughly 1 to 1.5 pounds of backstrap. So I've got 1 large chicken breast in here. So I'm going to double it. It's not going to hurt anything to have extra marinade. So next would be 2 tablespoons of chopped or minced ginger. And then next would be the garlic. So it calls for the 2 garlic cloves. So I always use just the minced garlic. It's easier than having garlic cloves laying around that I don't use enough. Although I'm starting to use a little bit more. But if you use the the stuff that comes in the jar like this, already minced up. So 1/2 teaspoon of this is equal to 1 clove. So I need 2 large cloves, so that'd be 1 teaspoon. Next up is yellow curry powder. So 3 tablespoons of that. Next, 1 teaspoon of cayenne. Last but not least is soy sauce or fish sauce. So I need 2 tablespoons of this. So there you have that. Mix this all together. You can do this in a small blender if you so desire, but it mixes just fine in a bowl with a large fork or whatever. Get it all mixed up. So we'll get this poured over top. Now for this marinade, 4 to 6 hours. I wish I had a little more time today. Fortunately, I don't. So I'm going to be right at that 4-hour cusp. But this is one of those. This is one of those marinades, and it'll tell you in the recipe there that you really don't want to skimp on it as far as the time is concerned, because there's the aromatic and everything that kind of go into this and whatnot. So I won't belabor you with all the boring details, but what I will tell you is that get this well coated, mix it around. And I did this last time I was, when I made this. But in this case, I've got 4 hours to do this. So this is what I'm doing. So there you go. I'm going to let that sit for the next 4 hours, and then I'll put it on the grill. All right, while we wait for the marinade to sit here for a few hours, I'm going to go ahead and prep the peanut sauce. So we're going to start with limes. So you need lime juice for 4 limes. So I'll get my handy dandy little lime squisher out and squish me some limes. All right, so we need 1/2 cup of smooth peanut butter. So just make sure you did that already. Put that in here. All right, so there's my 1 cup. I already have my lime juice that I squeezed. I'm gonna pour that in there. Put that over top, get that out of the way. It's done. Next, we need soy sauce. More of that. Make sure you have plenty of soy sauce on hand when you make this recipe. So I need 1/2 cup of soy sauce. All right, pour that in there. Next up is our sriracha. We need 2 tablespoons of the good old Sriracha sauce. Next up, brown sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar. Next is our garlic. We need 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So for this, it does call for garlic powder. Put that in there. Next, coconut water, just plain old coconut water. You need 1/2 cup of that. This is optional. You can use regular water if you so desire, but I'm going to follow the recipe with the coconut water. I just think it works. And the last thing is sesame oil. This is also optional, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. So 2 teaspoons of the sesame oil. All right, so there is that. So we'll mix this up here. Probably should have used a little bit bigger of a vessel here for my sauce. But so what you want is just to mix this up, set it aside at room temperature here while your marinade is going. And what you're looking for is a consistency of melted ice cream. So depending on, just how thick your peanut butter is, you may need to, if it's too thick, you may need to, add a little more of that coconut water. If it's not thick enough, you may need to add more peanut butter. So we'll get this all mixed up, and then we'll let everything sit until it's time to start cooking our skewers. Oh, the last thing you want to do, prep now, is get your bamboo skewers out and soak them in water before you put them on the grill, because otherwise by soaking them in the water, that'll help keep them from burning when you put them on the grill. Okay, we're back, and this has been sitting marinating. So I wish I could have done a little bit longer. The full 6 to 8 hours would have been ideal, but here we are. So suggestion on that for next time, lesson learned for me and then for you guys at home, is make your marinade the night before, and then that way in the morning before you leave the house to go to work, you can just throw this in to the marinade and let it sit while you're working. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these strips and put them onto the skewer. So one of the other things, you can kind of do this however with the skewers, and these are, he has in the recipe, to do the 6-inch little strips. So honestly, you can do it however you want. Just be mindful of the cooking time depending on how you cut the meat. So, but do what you want. So I've got a bunch of this skewer in here I need to do. I've got some rice cooking here behind me. So this is a perfect little. I'm going to do rice and broccoli on the side for this, and it should be delicious. Alright, well, the skewers are off of the Camp Chef, and they look amazing. So we're going to get to eating because this guy is pretty hungry. Like I said, made this before, it was amazing. Wife already did the test on the peanut sauce, and she says it's good. And the kids have already been slobbering on a skewer. But we'll give this a little taste here. Get an actual piece of meat. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, there you have it. Thai, venison, satay skewers. And appreciate you following along. Make sure you guys come back. Lots more of this content coming. Please reach down, hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. I got to pay for my kids' college tuition somehow. So I need you guys to keep hitting that subscribe button. Leave a comment, leave a like, and we'll see you next time.